Hello, my name's Jack Schutze, and I run Schutze Scores Productions, and this is Props Comic. Early on, I listened to a lot of comedy, and the first album I heard that really just kind of popped something was Dave Attell, Skanks for the Memories. I've heard a lot of comedy, and it was the first time I heard someone just hammering and hammering the punchlines over and over again. And he's also so dark and blue, and it made me realize, like, I love that kind of just disgusting or gross, but also just making it funny, and you can convert people that are like, oh, I don't like blue comedy. It's like, no, you just haven't heard the right joke yet. Early on, I used to listen to a lot of Eddie Murphy, and he was so good in his performance and the way he acted things out that I thought it was unattainable. It's like, yes, he has good jokes, but he just pushes so hard into these characters that I was like, there's absolutely no way I could do that. I could maybe write a joke, but I don't know if I could, bend over backwards and bring all these people to that reality. So about 10 years ago, before I started doing comedy, I used to go to Cap City a lot, and there was a show called Cringe-tacular. It was run by Matt Bearden, and he'd have a bunch of comics on that would do kind of like weird or off-putting jokes and different stuff. And there was this guy, and I hate that I don't know his name. It was 10 years ago, but I remember his joke. He did all these one-liners back-to-back about his girlfriend, kept doing them over and over and over. And then he ended it with, I've been telling so many jokes about my girlfriend, she's starting to think she's real. I just absolutely loved the wordplay in it and the trickiness, and I remember it so vividly that I was like, that makes me want to go up there and do something like that. Final show would definitely be Attell, Louis, if we could bring back Dangerfield, and In the Cellar. Those comics, they write so well, and they're great joke writers first and foremost. And then just to be in the cellar, it's a really magic place. I was able to go there once, and it's one of the perfect rooms for comedy. I would love to host an open, but more just to see all those people work that room would really be a dream. I don't smoke weed before. I smoked weed for a long time, but it gets too much in my head. I definitely, before I go up, I always make sure and go and stand in the back of the room. I watch the show leading up to it, but something about standing and kind of rocking out my thoughts and thinking about what I'm about to do. Early on, I tried to get straight from just sitting down to get up and do comedy. And there's something about body language where just being standing alone and getting ready to perform, you're just more comfortable for it. So I've seen a lot of comics lately that are really pushing for a message, and I really don't mind a message, but I've always felt like you really have to be funny first. So if your goal is to get your ideas out there and not entertain the crowd, you shouldn't do comedy. Your number one goal should be entertain the crowd, and also if you can squeeze in a message or if you have something to say, that's great, but just first and foremost, everyone's got to be laughing.